gonna go live here, talk about circling the wagons. Been becoming more familiar with this concept of seasonality, and this might be my last morning exercise live stream for a while. So good morning, happy Monday. I wanted to talk about circling the wagons and the master unveiling the season, because I've come to think of the 2025 Yom Kippur miracle of me being let go from my last job as the master unveiling the season, more so than it being just a critical point of adjustment. But before I get into that further, we're going to execute our first 40 push-ups. So let's see if we can't find some more. We have the road here, which is somewhat level. It's gonna be an odd schedule this week. Going to karate today, which I don't normally do on Mondays. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 5, 6, 10. All right, 40. If you're confused, it's because I normally call these morning property patrol and exercise live. But I decided to make it somewhat topical today while we do our property patrol and 147 push-ups. Because again, this is probably going to be due to some scheduling changes, due to life events and some upcoming travel. This will be likely the last morning property patrol and morning exercise live session for a while. But fitting, as the seasons tend to change, and seasons, of course, refers more to the passage of time and the change of the atmospheric conditions. There's a seasonality to life, I find more and more. And I was talking with my mom yesterday, and kind of realizing that none of us are getting any younger. And my mom has this stagnation problem where she's like in her 60s, but acts like she's in her 90s. So, and sometimes with physicality, goes mentality. You dig? So, got some grandparents in the hospital, and so the time has come to make a pilgrimage back up north and spend some time with our people, our ancestral people. Ideal state would be we would all be together, but modern times, unless you can really, really meticulously plan that over generational planning, not a lot of modern peoples are wired that way, which is unfortunate, because taking care of the young and taking care of the old is kind of the bookends of life, I find. But we already did our, let's see, I Casio watch this, it's 9:50 Eastern time, which means I have been doing continuous cardio for an hour. Hey, Marslin008. So we did our 1 hour of cardio. We ran through an entire neighborhood in Knee-High. has gotten a lot stronger over the last couple months, and he's been kind of tugging me, being a little out of training. We're gonna do our next 40 push-ups here. I didn't see anything of note. I hadn't seen any deer today. But property EDC, of course, I got my tourniquet. We were throughout the neighborhood. I've been doing some testing, comparing Yaesu with Baofeng radios, being that I bought a bunch of Baofengs during the holiday season because they were like 14 something dollars. I got like a case of them. And so I'm testing a radio that literally costs 10 times that amount for efficacy and range. And of course there's band associated complications with that. But anyway, I got my tourniquet and my radio. I got my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, an extra magazine, and my Ontario Model 1. And that's it. We're running light today, besides my Casio watch and my hat. I like running light if I can. So, but anyway, it's Monday, so we do our exercise thing, and then of course we do our pizza night thing, which is the tradition, but we're gonna sprinkle in a little bit of karate tonight to make up for some lost that will be during travel. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 3. These are kind of sucking today. 4, 6, 9, 30, 2, 3, 40. Yeah, these are kind of sucking today. I don't know why. If anything, I built up more muscle, maybe because I'm heavier. Look, see that? Gets in the muck and then comes and mucks me. So, but yeah, kind of the being let go and being reduced a little bit as far as income. I'll be starting my new job here in a couple of weeks, and I've gone from food pharma to almost 10 years in cannabis to now working for the government, the state government. If you can't beat them, join them, I guess. But I'll have a fairly important role in the Division of Emergency Preparedness. I'm going to be a professional prepper. Imagine that. In the radiation control section. One accomplishment this morning is I spent probably from 7 to 8 o'clock putting this thing together. And in hindsight, I wish I would have thought a little bit more about where I was going to put it. Because it's pretty heavy. But ever since my little spar sesh, my fight that I got into at the gym with the stranger, who I never saw again, by the way, I resolved to get my own heavy bag and do more work at home, being that I don't know how much gym time I'm going to get at my new job, so. Preparing for? I'm preparing to live out my life and take care of my family, and hopefully at some point retire. Hello, Hacky 12Y7M. Hopefully, the whole goal of my preparations are to live a quiet life, a peaceful life, work with my hands, create a little order out of chaos, and die a happy old man. That's what I'm preparing for. So, but part of that preparation involves trying to create, or rather facilitate, a certain amount of longevity, which is why I try to stay fit and learn by doing, do the basics, and control the inputs into my life. As stated in last Friday's video, my 3 essential survival tips, which 17 people watched and 3 people liked. Uh, you know, that was the whole point I was trying to make. That I really want to just live as peaceful a life as possible, free of mental noise and collapsing phones. We got a bunch of retracted messages. Thanks, Marcelin008. Am I saying your name right? Yeah. So, but the seasonality of life is something that I think is important. You realize that when you can remove noise, you can think about what's important to prioritize. 2, 5, 6, 8, 10, 2, 3. So my karate master has to remind me all the time to breathe, right? It's such a simple function that a man can forget to do. Well, that was rather unnecessary. But breathing is so essential to clear thinking. But, you know, as I was saying earlier, bringing order out of chaos is kind of a reoccurring theme. And I feel like having been given 3 to 4 months time to work the homestead, you can see all that equipment right there. I got more done in the last couple of months than I've gotten done in 7 years. Let's see. Oh, his name's Nihai. He just turned 3 years old on Saturday. Well, his birth certificate says he was born on February 14th, 2022. 2022. When did I get you, Nihai? It was 2023. Yeah, 2023. February 14th, 2023. That tracks. That maths. I was gonna say, if it was 2022, he'd be 4, not 3. But yeah, we didn't get him till 2023. That makes sense. 2022 would have been too early. And what inspired me to get a dog to begin with. See, we're up to 120 push-ups, an hour of cardio. Probably a little too late to get some time on that heavy bag without running out of energy due to no coffee. But yeah, his name is Nihai, and it's kind of like a layered name. A lot of people assume it's kind of like a Native American thing, like he's knee-high, like as high as my knee, but it's actually short for Nehemiah. But as I've matured a bit, I kind of decided it probably isn't the most wise thing